Hello and welcome back to the Educator series with me here, Preethi, your parenting coach and family therapist. With me, as usual, is Roopa Kiran, the founder and director of Absorbent Mind Montessori School, and she's also a Montessori trainer. In the last session, we spoke about the misconceptions and myths around understanding child development and child learning abilities. And today, we're going to specifically address the misconceptions or beliefs that people have, parents have around the Montessori approach in particular. And I think that, again, as usual, Rupa is going to unpack a lot for us. So let's get started. So, welcome, Rupa. Thank you for being here.
Namaste. Thank you, Preethi.
The very first question I'd like to ask you is when I talk to parents, the most common response that I get is, but Montessori, what is there in Montessori? It's just play, right? They don't focus much on academics. Right? So that is a common statement that I hear. What would you like to say to that?
Yeah, because now Montessori is 130-year-old method. And Maria Montessori was here in India for 10 years during the British rule up. She was here during the Indian independence. Till 50 she was here. 1950 she was here. And she did a lot of research and study on adolescence and Erdkinder and all that. High school is called Erdkinder. Many of them, the concept is Montessori means it's only for small children.
Correct.
Montessori is being misused from the beginning. So there is no awareness from the beginning. Montessori means nursery. They don't know the nursery and conventional teaching, Montessori. They're all like any ICSE, CBSE. Montessori itself is also a method of learning. Like how NIOS, National Open Schooling is there, CBSE is there, ICSE is there. Even Montessori is also one of the curriculums, which is followed all over the world. It's like international standards of learning. It is not less, or it is not, something just they're playing and all that. All the materials in Montessori are scientifically built. They're scientifically made. And based on the sensitive period, it's age appropriate, and it is arranged in the developmental sequence. Any Montessori school you go, so materials will be arranged in the developmental sequence. Say first is like preliminary work, where the child comes in at 2.5, where they use puzzles, the building blocks, and a lot of things. Then comes EPL, exercise of practical life. Then comes sensorial. Then comes math. Then comes language. So it is in the developmental succession in order, where slowly the order is given and the child also go accordingly, and they know where materials are kept. There is a lot of order. Learning. Even the curriculum is very vast and in-depth. So Montessori is for life. Anybody studying in Montessori, they can't forget the way they learned math, or the way they learned language, or the way they learned pouring, whatever, the EPL and geometry and a lot of things are. So that's how it goes. So the myth is, because of misuse of the word Montessori, everyone still did the thing. It's only till LKG, UKG, no ma'am. That is what they ask. No, it is not that. Right. We have elementary, it's from 1 to 6 years to 12 years of age. Then we have Erdkinder, that is high school, which is used in foreign countries. In abroad, they are using, because here the higher class system is a little different. Now, all the open schools like us and many open schools are there. They all use Montessori as a method of learning, because the curriculum is very high. By the time they're age 6, they are reading and writing up to thousands. But conventional school is not doing up to thousands. They are doing still 1+1 they are doing. But here, because we are not using board and bench, children are using materials to learn. So that makes it much more easier for the child and happy learn. They work with partners, and they both sit and take one quantity. They both put those quantities together and add to get the answer. So that is how it goes. So this is how the learning happens.
So what I'm hearing is it's definitely not a play,
No,
learn,
all
thing alone, and
scientifically.
it's definitely not only for the younger children. Montessori is a way of teaching and learning,
Yes.
and that goes across
Yes.
age groups all the way up till 10th, 12th?
60, 10th, yeah. 10th, 12th.
10th,
Yes.
12th.
Foreign
Good.
countries, yeah.
Okay, okay, got that. So when you say that children, I know in another session also we were saying that in a classroom, every child is doing their own thing, they learn at their own pace. There is while there is this progression and there is all of these sequence, it's arranged this way. You're also talking about freedom of movement, they themselves choose it. Doesn't that make it very unstructured and chaotic?
No. As
How
I
do
told,
we address that?
as I told, they have their own index, personal index, not the teacher's index.
Mm.
Now, once the teacher does, then there is a confusion because some children are absent. Will you
Mm.
do the lesson again for the child who is absent? No. Here it doesn't happen. Here it is the child's own learning because, like at home, say five of you are there, say three of you are there at home.
Mm.
So each one you have your own responsibility and you are doing it. And your
Mm.
mother is there who is supporting you and who is asking you to do this and this and this. And once you're independent, you are doing things on your own. Say it is ironing clothes, say it is making one bread omelette or bread or something like that, vegetable sandwich for yourself, or say washing one cloth for yourself. So you're being independent and participating as an individual. So here also in the classroom, same thing happens.
Mm.
So each child is participating as an individual to learn and develop oneself.
So, in
They
a
are in
certain
the
sense,
process.
while there is freedom of choice, while everybody can be doing their own thing, there is also a method to that madness, as in every child is being tracked for their
Yes.
progress, their
Yes. Of
learning,
course. Of
and stuff like
course.
that.
Of
And for
course.
the child, even if they miss out something, there is always enough support for them to catch up.
Yes. Yes. The material itself will
Mm.
avoid errors. If there is an error, the child will know. The child cannot progress. The child will know I have made mistake.
Right, right. So, why do you think people think this is very unstructured?
Because there is so much happening and they here because of the conventional mindset, all of us are there still in that 200 years era where we are still two centuries
Macaulay.
later also we are still there, the mindset is not gone. Now people are becoming aware and lot of Montessori schools have come up in Bangalore and open schools
Mm.
are there now, and
Mm.
parents are why, because now parents are traveling abroad,
Mm.
they're seeing the schools there.
Mm.
People who built this conventional system here are having a beautiful different kind of a school there.
Mm.
University studies, they're going there. Why? IIT is such a beautiful way of learning here.
Mm.
We have our own ways of learning and it is really beautiful the way we are learning. But this conventional has to go. And again, I think it's because of the kind of population we have. And it's
Mm.
a little on the, because each classroom will have this many materials, as I told, EPL, preliminary, EPL, language, math, and all these materials should be set up. But in a conventional, you have 20 benches, two children in a bench, 40 children, and one teacher. But here it doesn't work like that.
Mm. Right. Now we also have schools that have this bench board wala system, and they still say they're Montessori. I'm having a little
I don't
difficulty
know.
understanding
See,
how.
one more thing. You need to be aware of this. Montessori is not about bench and board. No Montessori school will be having bench and board. First, if they're having bench and board, and they say Montessori also, what I have seen is some schools are having one few Montessori materials, one room in one room, and they
Mm.
tell we are using this also. We are teaching ABCD.
Mm.
So
Mm.
what happens is for this child, it becomes a struggle. The child has to go for tuitions, the child has to do this extra, do that extra. Parents have to take them in the evening. I think if we give pressure to the parents are happy, I guess. They tell this is the best system because they're being pressurized and they're pressurizing their children. Work hard, we have to work hard. Why? Work intelligently, work accordingly, no? Why you have to struggle and, put yourself through that pipe? It's not required. It's not required. There are a lot of options in 10th board also now. You can drop math. You can drop languages. You can drop whatever subjects you want, you can choose. There's nothing like, it's not like only 6 subjects. Why is that 6 subjects? Probably we are not able to bring in the teaching staff, or we don't have facilities, or something or the other. Because of that, this conventional 6 subjects and so many 6,000 children, 3,000 children,
Okay,
population.
so it is not the material that makes it Montessori.
It is the
Just
material
because
and the
the
format.
just because the school is using some Montessori
No.
material does not mean they are a
That is a
Montessori
Montessori. No, they are not
approach. So
Montessori.
Montessori is more about being child-centric and
Yes,
having enough support to support each child
each
individually
child. Yes,
for
exactly.
their learning journey.
Yes, exactly.
Now, with this level of, okay, I know I'm playing the devil's advocate over here. Please don't take me wrong. Okay, so the other extreme of the conversation is so much of spoon feeding happens over here. How are they going to survive in the real world? Some
No,
point they have to go to normal school. How will they survive in traditional education system?
because the learning is very, as I told, the learning is very vast and the subject is in depth. It is
Hmm.
easy for the child. They don't even need, my children who go to grade 1, they don't even need a teacher to teach that book. They can finish it in no time. Only because the teacher is telling, the parent is erasing every time. Because the child is finished, ma'am, teacher is not told, she's written already. And it is very less. 1 plus 1 they are giving. Here the child is raising 5,682.
By the time they come to first standard.
Yes. Grade 1. So this is where the difference is. This is where, and it becomes, it's a slump in learning.
So what you're telling me is that
The learning
Montessori
curve
way
has to
of
go.
learning is different, but also more deep.
Yes, in depth. It's very in depth. In depth learning.
So which means when children go from Montessori to any other curriculum,
They are independent.
it's easy for them to cope. It's easy for them.
Easy for them to read, write, and all. That is
Okay.
all parents want. What is that? Exam, read, write, and all
Children
that.
who go from Montessori to other ways, especially if children are used to this activity-based learning and doing things at their own pace, wouldn't it be difficult for them to get accustomed to
See, initially,
teachers'
grade
instructions?
1.
When I tell only you should write,
Yeah. See,
wouldn't that be
usually, yeah, especially with sitting, many children adapt very fast. All
hard?
children should be given the space and time to adapting.
Mm.
Probably 1, 2 months.
Okay.
Other children also will have that kind of pressure, because though they have come from a nursery school also, they will have that kind of pressure because different teachers are coming and going, teaching different subjects. All this is happening. So that way, little bit. Otherwise, I think they should be fine.
Okay, you're still talking about M3 to first standard.
First
I'm
standard.
talking about since you also bought in elementary and
Bigger classes. Bigger
G.
classes also, I think, because what happens is many parents have called me back and asked many things, because I don't want to mention, but they feel sad. Sometimes a restriction of learning only to this book and, mugging up and all that. Because here library is our textbooks. Our textbooks are like library books. Any topic I talk about volcano, we'll refer the volcano book. Books with lot of volcanoes and lot of content matter. I'm not restricting the child's learning, because here we focus a lot on language initially, because all the subjects are taught in language. So composition comprehension is a great deal for us. And reading novels and comprehending and, composing and writing the what kind of genre and kind of, book that the child is reading. All this is there. So that is a great deal for us initially. But in conventional, otherwise the child, he can take it easily, and it is most of the things will be done by the time they go to other classes, higher classes. Most of the chapters and topics will be done by the time they go to higher classes.
Okay.
Learning curve is very high in our this thing, and depth also. Depth is also in-depth learning happens.
with this, another layer that's coming is that a child that goes from a Montessori background, they don't follow rules, or it's difficult for them to take directions from teacher because Montessori is self-directed. And when there is another person telling them what to do, they don't take instructions. Would you say that's true?
No, 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 no,
Hard?
no, no. See here, the child also need to be heard.
Mm.
The myth has to break, saying that the teacher is right always.
Mm.
That needs to break down. Now, it's high time it should break now. 15 years from now, 2040 is not going to be the same.
Correct.
And that has to break down, and they need to look at learning very differently. Even the facilitator should look herself as a one among the student and try to give and take, because they are today's children. I am supposed to upgrade myself. I am supposed to upskill myself. The child
Agree.
need not upskill. And
Got
coming
it.
to that, I'm
So,
coming to that. I understand. Yeah, I'm
mm,
coming to that with the child listening
mm,
and all that.
mm,
The child respects. This is what will be taught. As I told earlier, freedom with limitation is there. The child knows to respect. They will not cross the line. They are very docile. They are very respectful people. They're always accommodative and they are ready to help others, work with
mm.
others, work in team. All this is there because always they are working in groups. Though they are
Okay. So would you
working,
say Montessori children also learn how to follow rules? Is that what
yes,
you're?
of course, they know the social rules they should follow. There are
Mm,
rules in classroom. There are disciplines in classroom. Or else our classrooms wouldn't be so beautiful even at 3 o'clock in the evening. No, it is not possible. If it is a conventional, they dump. Here, nobody dumps. They take responsibility. After eating, they sweep.
children do.
Of course, they sweep. They sweep. Yes, they sweep, they clean up, they take turns. After school, they clean themselves, clean the classroom. Everything is done. It is not easy that way. Everything is taught. Yeah.
Mm. Hmm. That's a very interesting perspective. So this is a part that I've always struggled to respond to. So when you say there are rules, you use the word social rules. So within Montessori, the rules of a classroom, the rules of the school, etc., are falling back to social norms, social rules, and how to live,
Exactly. Yes.
rather than rules because of the convenience of an adult. Like, for
Yes.
example, you should
Mhm.
walk on the left side of the road. Sorry, left side of the staircase. You should sit like this only. You should not change your place and go and sit in somebody else.
No, no.
There is no such rule
Mhm.
that does not exist out in society. Is that right? Did I get that
Yes,
one?
yes, 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 yes.
Oh, that's very interesting. Beautiful.
Ultimately, all of us have to go live in the society. So all the social
Mm,
rules are here in the classroom only, respecting each other while speaking and respecting others' work, not commenting. And
mm,
child, if some child is not learning, you should see the way they all go and help the child to learn. But in conventional, there's no opportunity at all. There's no
mm.
opportunity. There's no chance to do that at all. First of all, they don't take in. Though they take in, it's a different way of learning. It's like that.
Right.
Even I have got a lot of feedbacks from parents who live in apartments where these children approach the child who comes to play and all. They take turns and they take initiative to help the child and all that. Where other children are bullied, they have seen other children bullying.
Mm.
This is also there.
So there's a lot of emphasis on
Empathy.
social
Yes.
aspect.
Social aspect. Yes.
Mm.
Lot of empathy. They have empathy. Our children have a lot of empathy. That is
Mm.
how they grow. That's how we sit for discussion. We sit and speak like this. We discuss. We discuss about the topic, about the week, what happened, how can we reflect. All this we are doing one at a time.
Mhm.
That's how it goes. Yeah.
The more I listen to you talk, I think I'm more and more fascinated with this. And it really
Very
makes me
fascinating
wonder.
journey.
There's another statement that I've heard people say, um, that Montessori is mostly for children with special needs and learning disorders.
Hmm.
How would you respond to that? Where could that have possibly come from?
Okay. See, initially Maria Montessori started because she was a doctor. She wanted to work with children with difficulty, so she started preparing material. And she saw huge progress in these children and they changed. Then she thought, if these children are using this material and doing so much, so if neurotypical children and the regular children, if they use, it will multiply, the learning will multiply. So that is what was her this thing. Probably from there, or I don't know how it has got carried. Probably that's how it is. Otherwise, it's for everybody. Montessori is not only for this and that and all that, it is for everyone.
Of course, I think we've covered, for those of you who are interested, we have spoken a lot about Montessori as a way of life itself at every stage and age. What Montessori is about in terms of child development, how it will reflect in our in our relationships, in the way we show up in the society. So we've had a separate conversation on that. I think that must be the second or third episode.
Yes.
So please do go and check that out. Now, coming to the last statement that I have for you. Children who come from the Montessori background, somewhere it this is the other extreme of, unstructured, is that they can be too rigid and lack creativity.
They're very creative because this freedom of movement and choice and drawing and things, expression. If they have expression, I don't think so they'll be rigid. They are free people. They're happy children. They grow. See, we will look at the journey from grade 1 to grade 10, or else from the age of 2 to 16. How are we? You want to struggle, you want the child to struggle, kashtapate, struggle and go reach. Not required. The child can happily reach and write the board exams. Absolutely, there's nothing like the child cannot do. Every child can adapt, and it's only the peer pressure of the parents, probably the mindset. Oh, my child is, ma'am, he's hesitating. He did not speak yesterday. From other schools, they have come, they are speaking. My child did not speak. It's okay. The child is developing inside. He is going to be a more natural person.
And in any case, that has nothing to do with whether the child comes from Montessori school or a conventional
See,
school.
it's a horizontal learning pattern in Montessori, whereas in conventional, it's vertical.
What do you mean by that? Can you explain
vertical learning is, you go from now, say now the child is given language and suddenly they start reading sentences and all that. Here with us, every subject is attached to each other, like language, then math, then social, then science. Everything is interlinked. And one step at a time, we climb like that. One step order. There is order in presentation also. I just don't give, after giving A, suddenly they start give textbooks and they'll ask, read. And this parent panics. Oh, my neighbor child is already reading something like this. No, it is not possible like that. You need to know the mechanics of the language first. We come the other way. First, we need to know the mechanics of the language. The alphabets are in place. And then the attachment comes. The attachment of the matra comes. And then how swara and vyanjana comes together to make a letter, not a word. One swara and one vyanjana come together to make a letter. Then all these letters together make a word. So how does this happen? This mechanics of language takes time. This is in-depth learning. As I told, because it's in-depth learning, it will take some time. The child who is joining in grade 1, don't expect results in grade 1. He is developing himself. At the age of 6, 7, 8, by the time he is 8 in 3rd grade, by the time, you can see all that wholesome development at that age. Because all here are stepping stones, all broken. It is put together as a whole. The whole is formed at the 3rd year, every time.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I think that pretty much clears a wide range of skepticism that many parents come with. And for those of you who are listening, as well as for Roopa, these are a list of myths or misconceptions or beliefs that I put together based on my interaction with with parents. And that is why you will see both extremes, and it's a huge range of conversations, right? Now, the last question. I know I'm asking this to an educator directly. I'm not sure other educators are going to be happy about this question, but I trust and believe that you can be, honest with us. Montessori education is only for rich families, and it's very expensive.
See, all schools are charging a bomb for a board and bench. Okay, so we want big campus. Okay, fine, you want big campus. Is the child going to be in that big campus always? He's going to be in one classroom only. And they have swimming pool. Weekly once he swims. Is it? It's not possible. Lot of things. Until and unless you discover something in the child. Every child will play from the club because whole family has been into sports. My whole family, my nieces, my nephew, my daughter, everybody is into sports. And how I know how sports work. Everybody will play through the club to get into the nationals or the seniors or wherever they go. That's how it happens.
Play through the club meaning?
Clubs means there are clubs like swimming clubs, there are basketball clubs are
Then
there.
in schools you're talking about, or you're talking about
schools
coaching?
outside.
Got it.
Outside there are clubs. Yes. Schools will not have clubs like that.
Okay.
Only in the university level, they'll go through that, but still they have to go through the thing to apply for a national level or wherever.
Okay.
So that's how it goes. So what was that?
Expensive.
Oh, yeah,
Only for rich elite club.
Instead of that, every evening the child can go to an academy where the sport is focused thoroughly on the national level or whatever level you want to do, rather than simply my child is doing swimming. My on first floor, if you are having a football ground. Now the schools are like that because they're vertical buildings. See, this is what it is. Like, how much are you emphasizing on that? Is it just you want fancy things? Outside you have it. Why are you sending your child to holistic development? What is holistic development? It's not only having this and this and this. Everything must be there. Emotional and other things, aspects also. Now this child wants to play sports regularly, but it's not possible because so many children are there. Now, two children asking to play football regularly, it's not possible.
Correct.
Because they have 3,000 children.
Got that. Montessori is for rich families because it is very expensive.
No, it is not expensive. See, that's what I'm telling. Conventional regular schools are charging a bomb. They are charging 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, they are charging. So I don't think so. Because here each classroom has to have these many materials. Not just board, bench and 30 children and one teacher. Here number of adults are more who are attending to theater. It can be music, it can be whatever physical exercises like Kung Fu Karate, it can be or languages like Sanskrit and stuff, whatever language. So the idea of spreading out is like a wholesome development is this. It is not like I'm just showing. What is
the average adult to child ratio in a regular Montessori school?
Usually we will have around 25 in a class with 2 adults in it.
That's approximately 1:12.
Minimum 12, yeah. Minimum
1:12, 1:13.
Yeah, that much we need.
Okay. While in a regular school, we usually have about 30, 40 children and one classroom.
Yeah, because with so much material and investment is very high in Montessori. Because of that, probably this is not clicked here because it's expensive. That is also there. Bench board and this thing is much cheaper.
What is cheaper?
Having 10 benches and one board in a classroom
correct.
is much, and one teacher is much more affordable.
That way, if you look at it, pretty much most alternative schools with alternative methods, and I don't like the idea of calling this alternative, but conventional versus non-conventional approach to education. So that is also where because of the material, because of the
number
that goes in manpower, and the amount of attention that a child gets, that is the reason that the price range is the way it is. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Got that. Thank you for your honest response. And I'm sorry to have put you in the spot.
Yeah, it's okay.
Thank you so much. I hope, for the parents who are watching, I hope you found this insightful. If you have any particular questions that you would like us to answer, that you would like to hear from me or from Rupa, of course, please do put it down here in the comments or feel free to DM us. Either DM Absorbent Mind page on Facebook, on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, you can reach out to Roopa Kiran directly or Preethi Sunallinii. These are the accounts that are there on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Yes, so these are the platforms
Platforms.
that we are on. You can feel free to DM us. If you Google, you will simply get our numbers as well. Feel free to WhatsApp us and reach out to us. We will be happy to support you. Thank you so much again for the wonderful conversation, Rupa. Looking
Thank
forward
you,
to more
Preeti,
such conversations. Thank
for
you.
having me. Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste. Bye bye.